Actually, the joke on social media is when Ruto comes back, they say Ruto has visited Kenya. Because the bulk of his time now is abroad.
I noticed you say Ruto, not President Ruto.
No, he's
Why?
not my president.
He is the president of Kenya.
He's not my president. At least I have the freedom to say so.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, what a day. Woo, I know some of you are seeing me with an Arsenal t-shirt today, and of course yesterday we were shown fire in Emirates. Fire. Hey. What? I didn't believe the results, but anyway, it had to be like that. It had to be. Thank you so much for joining this. And of course, yesterday we lost to West Ham 2-1 or 2-0. 2-0, sorry. I'm even confused. 2-0. But thank you. I'm an Arsenal fan for those who are watching this for the first time. We are Arsenal. Yes. Arsenal we go. Thank you. So I just want to dive into the topic of the day. And yesterday Martha Karua was at Citizen TV for an interview, and she's not moved on. Martha Karua has not moved on, my good people. Martha Karua is still in the pain, still has the pain of losing the general election last year. She's still not moved on. And I don't see her moving on anytime soon, because what I saw, how I felt, and how exactly she was speaking, you can feel the pain, you can feel the anger in her, you can feel the heaviness in her heart over the past general elections, and it of course it's so painful, and even some of us, let me tell you, it has taken us too long to move on. Someone like me, let me tell you the reality, guys. It has taken me too long to move on. And I'm happy that she says that I don't recognize William Ruto as my president. You know, he's just the Kenyan president who was put there. He was not elected, who was put there. You know, when someone loses something, that they believed in, or they were expecting, or, you know, when you lose something, there's some pain that you feel. There's some heaviness that you feel in your heart that, you know, makes you feel that, you know, this thing, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm finished. I'm completely finished. Losing is one thing, and when you follow up on that thing, and again, there is no due process that is done to make sure that you get the thing, or the thing that you own rightfully, you get it, and again you lose it for the second time, that thing pains so much. So Martha Karua, when we lost the general elections last year, we went for the court, because that's where we believe justice is supposed to be served. And now when we go to court, and the evidence were brought, the whole lorry brought the evidence, and some of the MPs carried the evidence from the lorry to the courts to be able to present the case. You know, things went the way they went. Later we lost the case. And now since then, Martha Karua being a lawyer, Martha Karua being a senior lawyer in this country, she felt that the case, they lost it not in a fair way. And now she's been in pain all that time. Now the big question is, will Martha Karua ever move on with the 2022 general election? And even if she moved on, how will it be on her side? Because yesterday, one thing that stood out for me was she kept on repeating about the 4-3 rule that was that happened, because Azimio, when the elections were being announced, there were 4 commissioners who left, who didn't want the elections to be announced because they felt that the elections were not fair. The way things were being conducted was not fair. So now they left and walked out. Martha Karua felt that that was one of the main reasons as to why the elections were to be nullified. And even apart from being nullified, at least they could have recounted, they could have used that to recount the elections. And that could have taken us at least another 4 or 5 days or 1 week to do the due process. And now when we look at that, Martha Karua feels that the court didn't do justice. And another thing that she felt that the court didn't do justice was when there was an issue of the server to be opened and nothing was done, that they say only one farm of Sijui was being was the one that was to check on the server. I mean, they felt also that that was unfair. If the elections were free and fair, then that thing was to be opened. If the elections were free and fair, then the servers until now were supposed to be opened. I mean, everybody could have, could see the openness and and how fair William Ruto won. And now that's one of the things. That's another thing that has made Martha Karua not to believe that Ruto is still a president. Because when you win something, they say that he won 3-4, or he won 10-7, or he won, and things are shown openly. And now the president that we have, the sitting president, who is William Ruto, when he won the elections, all the things, all the elections, the servers were not opened to show the clearance, all the openness of the elections when it went to court. That was one thing that made so many people angry. Number 2, because people demonstrated for the server to be opened. Number 2, the 4-3. The 4-3 also raised so many questions, because you can't be a president when 4 commissioners have said no, we don't believe in these results. 4 against 3. I mean, that's crazy. Even a child can tell you that, you see, no, that's not fair. Even a child who don't know anything about elections or has never gone to school can tell you these people are many than this group. But Kenya sisi ni nani? We don't care. And maybe lastly, when we look at the numbers, they say that Azimio won against Kenya Kwanza, which is led by the William Samoei Ruto, the way Martha Karua calls him. She doesn't call him President William Samoei Ruto because she strongly believes that William Ruto didn't win the elections. And now she's kept on asking that why can't they now open the servers? Why can't they now show us what were the numbers? Because if you look at it again, when we went for the bipartisan talks, among the things that Azimio brought on the table was the opening of the servers. That was among the things that Azimio brought to the table. But the Kenya Kwanza team said, no, that one we don't recognize it. We don't want to see it. We just want us to talk about, they brushed off two things. Thing number one was to do away with the cost of living. And thing number two was to do away with the opening of the servers. And those were the main things that made Azimio to go to the roads. And those were the main things that made Azimio to protest for the 4-5 months that they protested. But voila, sisi ni nani? And now that thing also has made Martha Karua not to recognize the bipartisan talks. She says that was a wastage of time. And I also strongly believe that was a wastage of time, because if they didn't go to talk about the cost of living, if they didn't go to talk about the servers, then what were we talking about? What were they talking about? Anyway, I don't want to dwell on that so much. I think you've seen the intro video, but the whole of the video where Sam Githuku was having the interview with Martha Karua is coming at the end of this video. Please just watch and tell me, do you think Martha Karua is going to move on? Is she going to move on, or ataumia for the next 5 years? Thank you so much for watching. My good names are Daniel ONSARE NYAGAKA, and tafadhali leo na hii video si tuingie 3000 subscribers. I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you for the support. Let's keep it real. Peace.
Of money. Why do you want to use money on foreign travel? Why do you want to waste money? Government doing what companies...
He has explained that it is important to build relations and to secure opportunities for Kenyans.
It is important, but when you make so many trips that have no justification, a person who wants to work, if you are elected to work in Kenya, not abroad. So the bulk of your time, you should be at your desk working. Even travels within the country, if you're always away from your desk, you will never get it together. So it's balancing. Yes, foreign relations is part of governance. It is necessary, but it cannot be the #1 priority ahead of everything, so that you abandon everything else. Actually, the joke on social media is when Ruto comes back, they say Ruto has visited Kenya. Because the bulk of his time now is abroad.
I noticed you say Ruto, not President Ruto.
No, he's
Why?
not my president.
He is the president of Kenya.
He's not my president. At least I have the freedom to say so.
What does that mean?
I reckon he's in office, however he got there. Yeah.
However he got there?
Yeah.
What is that?
Is that I don't believe the process that gave him. Yeah.
Despite...
And I've already indicated that even the court decision, where it found 3 is a majority in a panel of 7, because even without saying so, if 4 commissioners are saying we can't vouch for that, and the court trashes them, it's basically legitimizing that 3 can overrule 4 in a panel. So I'm saying the process was flawed. It's forced upon us by that decision, by the initial decision of Wafula Chebukati. I don't, even if it binds us, I don't have to believe in it. That's all that I'm saying, so okay. I don't believe in it.
So you still believe that 4 commissioners want for the results, that was a ground to nullify?
If not to nullify, at least let them go back and retally. There are many options. And even the court accepting the position of a foreign company that only limited access to the servers can be given. When the Constitution says open process, there are many things.
Welcome, Your Excellency, sir, to address the nation.
Members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a statement to release as the leadership of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya movement, following the filing of the presidential election petition at the Supreme Court of Kenya today, August 22nd, 2022. A short while ago, we successfully filed our presidential election petition at the Supreme Court of Kenya. The action we have taken is perfectly in line with the stipulations of our Constitution on resolving electoral disputes. It affirms our deep belief in constitutionalism, the rule of law, and a peaceful resolution of disputes, including high-stakes ones, like the presidential election. You have been shocked that as we prepare to go to court, others tried to stop us. Kenyans and all those who followed our campaign will recall that fighting and ending corruption in Kenya was a core agenda throughout our campaign as Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party. The presidential election results announced last week represent that continuing struggle, pitting the forces for democracy and good governance against the corruption cartels that are so determined that they will stop at nothing to take control of the government and this country. This is a do-or-die battle for the corruption cartels who have everything to lose should the forces of democracy take over. The corruption cartels are prepared to compromise electoral systems, bribe electoral officials, make security systems look other way, or even kill in order to find their way to power and their ill-gotten wealth and continue stealing from the public. We believe this is what happened in this election. For the sake of Kenya's future, the corruption network must not only be stopped, it must also be crushed. This attempted takeover of the country in this election has not been an isolated phenomenon. It has been in the works every election cycle. The corruption cartel has been intruding into our elections by not only financing specific candidates, but also by threatening or assassinating candidates and election officials. The corruption cartels have steadily been moving into manipulating electoral demands and suppressing the participation of voters who support rival political formations. Their activities that make it clear voters and votes do not matter have progressively reduced voter turnout in Kenya. At times, the cartels have triggered intense conflict between security forces and themselves as they strive to compromise elections. Slowly but steadily, these forces are killing our hard-won democracy and are trying to return Kenya into a one-party state in their own interests. We have seen the speed with which they have moved to buy elected leaders just within 1 week. After being denied the numbers at lower levels elections, like members of the National Assembly, members of the county assemblies, and governors, these corruption cartels are working and buying leaders who have been elected on other parties' tickets to kill our democracy and also make the work of containing corruption at lower levels equally less effective. All these efforts have important political costs for our country, and they should not be underestimated. The corruption cartels know there are multiple benefits for them if they take over. Their members dealing in illegal drugs will thrive through greater ease in the transportation and distribution of drugs throughout the country. They will access intelligence information for more corruption. They will gain protection from the police for their leaders and their illegal activities. They will institute weaker or no restrictions at all for the money laundering, and they will ensure nobody else but them thrive. This potential array of favors for the cartels makes the capturing of government a profitable do-or-die venture for them. But it marks the beginning of the end of Kenya as we know it today. No nation, once captured by cartels, whether they be corruption cartels, drug cartels, gun-running cartels, or terror cartels, ever thrived or realized its full potential. The 2022 presidential election represents the most daring move by that cartel to overturn the wishes of the electorate. We refuse to allow Kenya to go that direction. It must not happen, and it will not happen. This is what the steps we have taken today and the ones we will take going forward are all about: to stop the corruption cartels from getting to the heart of our nation and government, the presidency, and to stop the corruption cartels from jeopardizing electoral health and democracy in our country. Otherwise, we'll have no country. Our supporters deserve the support of all our citizens and all the citizens and leaders of the world who believe in democracy, constitutionalism, and the rule of law. This is the time to walk the talk. And I want to add, nitasema kichache kwa Kiswahili. Leo tumefikisha kesi yetu mbele ya mahakama kuu taifa letu juu ya yale janga ambayo imefanyika katika uchaguzi ambaye tumefanya wiki mbili iliyopita. Tuna hakika ya kwamba tuko na ushahidi wa kutosha ya kuonyesha kwamba sisi ndio tulishinda uchaguzi huu. Imedhihirika wazi baada ya sisi kufanya uchunguzi na wale wengine ambaye walishiriki katika hiyo ulaghai kujitokeza kama Wakenya kusema maovu imefanyika hapa. Sisi wenyewe tuliitwa, tulipa pesa, lakini tuko tayari kutoa ushahidi, na shahidi yuko hapa. Yale ambayo yamedhihirika siku hizi chache ambayo imepita ni kitu ambaye inaweza kuandikwa katika historia ya siku zijazo. Hatukukuwa hata na uchaguzi ambayo mtu anaweza kufurahia. Wale walanguzi, wawezi walikuwa wamo ndani ya kule ukumbi kule Bomas of Kenya. Hapo walikuwa wanabadilisha matokeo kutoka eneo moja na eneo lingine hapo na wanaingiza huko. Ukiona yale maovu walifanya siku hizo unaweza kushangaa. Na vile vile wakuu wa tume ya uchaguzi ukaongoza samaha. Tumesema ushahidi tuko nazo ya kutosha kuonyesha yale maovu yalifanyika, na tumesema vile vile hata wakuu wafanyikazi wa tume ya uchaguzi wakaongozwa na yule mwenyekiti wao walifanya maovu mengi zaidi. Ukiona mwenyekiti mwenyewe akitofautiana na wanachama wake na kutangaza hata kama ma constituencies 31 kutoka yao yalikuwa hajawekwa pale, ni aibu kubwa kwa demokrasia ya Kenya. Lakini tunatoa shukrani kwa Wakenya kwa kusimama imara na vile vile kuonyesha utulivu wakati huu. Tunasema Wakenya wangoje, wawe na subira. Maana yake tunasema subira huvuta heri. Tuna hakika ya kwamba mwishowe ukweli itajulikana, na hiyo ukweli itapata sisi huru. Kwa hivyo sisi nasema asanteni sana Wakenya wote pale kila mahali mko, hata marafiki wetu kutoka ng'ambo ambayo wako hapa. Tungependa kuwasihi wawe na subira, wasijiingize katika mambo ya siasa ya kindani ya Kenya. Wache Wakenya masuluhishe mambo yao kama Wakenya, na sisi tunaweza kusuluhisha mambo yetu. Asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki. Mungu ibariki Kenya. Asante sana.